The action film, The Transporter, I thought this one could have been a little bit better. It's not a horrible film, but overall, I thought if they made a few adjustments, then this one really would have stood out amongst the action movies out there. Well, I had heard about these Transporter films for a long time and I never checked out any of them until recently. And I must say, while the action did keep my interest, I found the plot at large largely underwhelming at times. So the story of this one is that a British mercenary named Frank Martin, he's working and living in France, but he finds himself in a people smuggling plot. And from there, it's a movie that has its issues. Sure, it has its slow moments, which turns out to be boring, but then when the action scene showed up, I was invested. It was entertaining. But what really hurts this movie is the lack of strong character development simply because this film is only 92 minutes. And because of that runtime, then we as the audience don't know a whole lot about these characters, and the film suffers for it simply because this movie should have been a little bit longer in my opinion. At the end of the day, if you haven't seen this one, then you can check it out, but do not expect a whole lot from this one simply because while this one has a lot of style, it has little to no substance. Now, I think the acting, it's alright. Like Jason Statham, he does a real good job with the role he was given. He's playing this mercenary with three simple rules. But when he opens the package and realizes it's a woman, then it changes things. He notices he has to stop the smuggling operation. And everybody else, well, let's just say that Shu Chi, her acting was pretty bad, to be honest. She's playing this damsel in distress, and I just didn't see any chemistry between her and Jason Statham. It's not one of the worst performances I've seen in a film, but it's still not nowhere near great. And it's a character that I really could have been real thoughtful and thankful, obviously, if she was left out of this movie entirely because she doesn't add too much to overall plot. I mean, yeah, she does help to some degree, but I just felt like her character could have been written so much better. And the two antagonists in this film, neither of them was memorable. We have Mr. Kwai, the father. I thought, his characterization wasn't that great. And then there is the other character who goes by the name of Wall Street. I was like, neither of these are villains that has good backstory to them. They're just there for the main hero to overcome. And honestly, I really felt like if this film had a very memorable antagonist, then this movie would have been a little bit better for it. And while I thought the action scenes were cool, they could have been choreographed a little bit better. They're not horrible, but it's not some of the best fighting I've seen in an action movie. I get this is not a martial arts film, but if they had done more on the story than, let's say, these fight scenes, then this one probably would have been more memorable in my opinion. Overall, when it comes down to it, there is a reason I stayed away from this film for so long because I heard mixed opinions out there. And the mere fact that the next two installments don't get any better, but as a general action film, it could have been a whole lot worse, but at least there are some entertaining parts within this one. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. You know what? Despite how underwhelming this one gets at times, at least it's still worth a watch. And for some reason, Shu Chi didn't return for the second installment. Maybe there's a story reason for that. But I thought this film was trying to build a romance between her and Frank Martin. But overall, not one of the worst action movies I've seen, but certainly not one of the best either. Like, there are a lot of action films out there that are laughably bad. But this one, it turned out alright considering how horrendous it could have been. And that is my review of The Transporter. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. My review of Transporter 2 will be happening very soon on this channel. Alright, this is Slum Guy 172 saying peace out.